You are welcome to my channel. In today's Microsoft Excel tutorials, we will learn how to create a dynamic or automatic serial numbers in our worksheet. And this is very important. It will help you to easily identify your data in your worksheet depending on the serial number, and also it provides consistency in your data. So let's jump right in and see how to create these serial numbers. Now, this is my worksheet and I have this data available. I have employee payroll where I have names, rank, name stroke rank, and also their salary. And I want to create a dynamic serial numbers for this data. If you have a dynamic serial number created, anytime you apply the filter option to your data, you can see you have a consistency in your serial numbers. So let's create a column for our serial numbers. Select this column, right click and choose insert from the option. Now we have this column created, and in A2 let's type our serial number. That is the heading. Then you hit the enter key. You can apply this effect to this cell. Now let's use the normal way to create our serial numbers. So you type 1 in A3, then you hit the enter key, and let's drag this fill handle. And you can see we have these same values in this cell, but at the right bottom corner of the last selected cell we have this button. When you click on it, you have this option known as fill series, and this is going to create these serial numbers from 1 to 10 continuously. Now that we have this entered into our cells, let's apply our filter option. So select any cell in this data, move to your data tab on the menu bar, and in the sort and filter group we have this filter option. Let's click on it once, and you are going to see these drop down arrows beside all these column headers. Now I'm going to filter by names, so I'm going to click on this drop down arrow, and I have all these customers here, and I'm going to deselect this, and I'm going to filter by customer 10, 4 and 6. And when I click on OK, you can see that we have these names, rank, and their salaries. And looking at the serial numbers, we have 4, 6, and 10. And this is not consistent. This does not provide consistency in these serial numbers. Therefore, if I go to the print preview and want to print out this document, you can see that our serial numbers are 4, 6, and 10. And this is not what we want, and this is not the perfect way to have your serial numbers. And so let's go back and see how to create this dynamic serial numbers in our worksheet. So select all these and delete. Now select A3, and we are going to use a simple function known as subtotal. So you type equal to subtotal, and you have this subtotal option. You can hit the tab key on the keyboard. Now you have this drop down list here, and this function allows you to combine other functions to get your exact output. Therefore, in these options I'm going to choose the number 3 option, which is count A. So I type 3 on my keyboard, or you can double click to select from this option. And count A is a function in Excel that allows you to count data in your worksheet, and it is perfectly used to count letters or values. Let's see how the count A works in Excel. If I type equal to count and double click on count A, it allows me to count a series of numbers or text in my Excel worksheet. So if I select all these and hit the enter key, it tells me that I have this 10, and this is formatted in the currency form. So let's go back to home tab and change this to general. So you can see that we have 10, and when you count this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So count A can be used to count numbers. Let's try to use another column. So you type count A, and this time we are going to select this. Then you hit the enter key, and this also gives us 10. So count A is very useful when it comes to counting data in your worksheet. So this will help us to combine the subtotal to get our serial numbers. So let's go back to A3, type equal to subtotal, and in this option we are going to select count A. Then you bring your comma. Now this is asking for our reference, and we are going to use the data under column B, and therefore we are going to start from B3. That is where we have our first customer. B2 contains the column header of this data. Therefore, we are going to choose B3. So you type B3 on the keyboard, then you bring your colon, and we are going to use the same cell again, B3. The next thing that we can do to get our serial numbers is to fix this first cell, which is B3. So you select and then you press F4 on your keyboard, and this is going to fix this. And let's close our brackets. Now this function that is going to create our serial numbers, the explanation of this is that we have the same cell as our range. The first cell is an absolute reference, then the next one is a relative reference. Therefore, we want to keep the formula in B3, and when we get our first serial number and drag this fill handle down, this second B3 is going to be a relative reference, whereby we are going to have our dynamic serial numbers created in the remaining cells. So when I hit the enter key, you can see I have 1 here. Because this is an absolute reference, we have our 1 in this cell. Therefore, if I use this fill handle and drag down to the last customer, this B3 is going to perform that action that will allow us to get 2, 3, 4, 5 to the last customer in this data. So when I click on this fill handle and drag down, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Therefore, these serial numbers are dynamic. And to see the real verification of these serial numbers, let's apply our filter option. So you can select any cell in this data, you move to your menu bar and click on the data tab and choose filter option. Now let's filter by names. So we can select customer 2, 9, and 6. And when I click on OK, see what happens here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 as our serial numbers. And this is consistent, and it helps you to easily have your data well organized and also clean up. When you come to the column header names, you can see we have customer 2, 6, 9, and 10. But for the serial numbers, they are very consistent, and this is a dynamic serial numbers that can help you to easily identify your data and also have a clean up data in your worksheet. Let's filter by rank and see, and you can see I have 1, 2. Let's remove the filter option and let's filter by name and rank. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, and this is how to create a dynamic serial numbers in Excel. Hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share your comments in the comment section, and I shall see you in the next video.